Listen to me. Everybody can smile when the sun is shining. Everybody can clap when the crowd is cheering. Everybody can stand tall when life is easy. But the real question is this: how do you keep going when it gets hard? How do you keep showing up when nobody's watching? How do you keep grinding when you're tired, when the results don't show up, when your back is against the wall? Let me tell you something. Pressure is the price of purpose. Struggle is the currency of success. You don't get to the next level without paying your dues in sweat, in tears, in sacrifice. The problem is, most people quit at the very moment they're closest to the breakthrough. They let the pain convince them that it's over, when in reality the pain is just the proof that they're in the process. So, how do you keep going? Number one, you remember why you started. If your reason is weak, you'll fold. But if your reason is strong, it'll push you when your body wants to rest, when your mind wants to give up. You've got to anchor yourself to something bigger than the struggle: family, future, legacy, purpose. Because when the reason is big enough, the obstacles shrink. Number two, you stop negotiating with yourself. The moment you start giving yourself options, maybe I'll quit, maybe I'll slow down, maybe I'll take it easy, you've already lost. Winners don't give themselves outs. Winners make the decision and then they stick to it no matter how they feel in the moment. Feelings are temporary, but commitment is permanent. You can't be led by how you feel. You've got to be led by what you've committed to. And number three, you trust the process. Hard does not mean impossible. Hard means you're growing. Hard means you're stretching. Hard means you're on the path that few people are willing to walk. Every champion, every leader, every giant you've ever admired, they didn't get there because it was easy. They got there because when it got hard, they kept going. So the next time you're tired, the next time you feel like quitting, the next time you question yourself, I want you to hear this. You're closer than you think. Don't stop. Don't fold. Don't retreat. Push through, because what you do in the dark will eventually shine in the light. That's how you keep going when it gets hard. You remember your why, you stop negotiating, and you trust the process. When the weight of life presses down on you, when you feel like every step forward takes all the energy you've got left, the only thing that will keep you moving is your why. See, talent can take you only so far. Motivation fades, excitement disappears, but your why, that reason deep inside you, that's the fuel that keeps burning when everything else runs out. Think about it. Why did you start this journey in the first place? Why did you pick up that dream, that goal, that vision? You didn't step into this fight because it was easy. You knew it was going to be hard. You knew there'd be obstacles. So when those obstacles show up, you can't act surprised. You've got to reach back to that reason that got you in the game. Most people quit not because they don't have the ability, but because they lose sight of their why. The grind gets heavy, the pain feels unbearable, and they forget the purpose behind it. But when your why is strong, when it's tied to something bigger than you find another gear. If you're grinding just for money, the moment it doesn't come fast enough, you'll stop. If you're chasing applause, the second people don't clap, you'll quit. But if you're doing it for your kids, your family, your future, your legacy, you'll dig deeper. Because you're not just fighting for yourself anymore. Your why has to be bigger than the pain you feel. Your why has to be greater than the excuses you want to make. When you remember your why, the tired body doesn't matter, the sleepless nights don't matter, the setbacks don't matter. Because your purpose is stronger than your pain. Listen, life will test you. It'll strip you down, push you to your limits, and ask, do you really want this? And in that moment, the only thing that will answer for you is your why. That's why you've got to write it down, speak it out loud, keep it in front of you every single day. Put it on your mirror, your phone, your wall. Remind yourself constantly, because the struggle has a way of making you forget. Your why is your anchor. Without it, you'll drift with every wave of doubt, every storm of difficulty. But when your why is strong, it doesn't matter how rough the waters get. You stay locked in on your destination. So the next time you feel like quitting, don't ask yourself, can I keep going? Ask yourself, why did I start? And let that answer push you. Because if the why is powerful enough, you'll find a way to endure. You'll find the strength to take one more step, even when everything in you screams to stop. Remember your why, because that's what separates those who quit from those who finish. One of the biggest reasons people never reach their full potential is because they spend too much time negotiating with themselves. You know what I mean. You wake up in the morning, and instead of just getting up, your mind says, maybe I'll sleep for 10 more minutes. You tell yourself, I'll start the diet tomorrow. You say, I'll work on that dream when I feel motivated. Every time you negotiate, you delay your destiny. Every time you bargain with yourself, you rob yourself of progress. Winners don't play that game. Winners don't give themselves options. They don't say, if I feel like it. No, they say, I committed, so I'm doing it, period. Because here's the truth. If you give yourself a way out, eventually you'll take it. If you leave the back door open, sooner or later, you'll run through it. That's why you've got to slam the door shut. You've got to remove quitting as an option. Stop negotiating with yourself, because your feelings will lie to you. Your feelings will tell you you're too tired. Your feelings will tell you it's not worth it. Your feelings will tell you to quit, but discipline says do it anyway. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. Discipline doesn't care if you're tired. Discipline says, this is what we said we'd do, so this is what we're doing. Think about the times you've quit on yourself before. Was it because you couldn't do it, or because you let your emotions talk you out of it? 9 times out of 10, you had the ability, you had the chance, but you let the little voice inside negotiate your way into comfort. And comfort never produced greatness. Comfort never created a champion. When you stop negotiating with yourself, something powerful happens. You become unstoppable. You build momentum. You stack small wins on top of each other, and suddenly you look back and realize you're stronger, faster, and more disciplined than you ever thought possible. You don't have to wait on motivation, because now you've trained yourself to act regardless of how you feel. Listen, your goals don't care about your excuses. Your dreams don't care about your feelings. The life you want requires sacrifice, and sacrifice requires a decision that doesn't get revisited every single day. You can't keep asking yourself if you want to do it. You made the decision once. Lock it in and live by it. So the next time that little voice says, take it easy, do it tomorrow, nobody will notice if you skip today. You shut it down. You remind yourself, we don't negotiate, we don't back down, we don't quit. Because when you stop negotiating with yourself, you finally take full control of your life. And that's when you separate yourself from the crowd. The majority talks themselves out of greatness, but you've already decided. When it gets hard, and it will get hard, the temptation is always to doubt the process. You start asking, is this even working? Am I wasting my time? Maybe I should quit. That voice creeps in because the results aren't showing up as fast as you expected. But let me tell you something, just because you can't see the growth yet doesn't mean it isn't happening. Progress isn't always visible in the moment. Sometimes the seeds you plant take months, even years, before they break through the ground. That doesn't mean they're dead. It means they're developing roots. You've got to learn to trust the process. Success is never instant. Every champion you admire went through seasons of silence, struggle, and setbacks before the spotlight ever found them. The problem is, most people give up during the silent season because they confuse delay with denial. They think because it's taking time, it's never going to happen, but time is part of the process. The grind is part of the process. The pain is part of the process. Think about this. When you go to the gym and lift weights, what's really happening? You're tearing your muscles. It's uncomfortable, sometimes painful. But that tearing is the process that allows them to grow back stronger. The struggle isn't a sign that something's wrong. It's proof that something's working. That's exactly how life works. The resistance you're facing isn't blocking you, it's building you. Too many people quit 3 feet away from gold. They stop digging because they don't see the treasure yet. But the process isn't designed to give you instant results. It's designed to transform you into the kind of person who can handle the results when they come. That's why it's tough. That's why it stretches you. Because what good is success if you're not prepared to carry it? Trusting the process means being consistent when you don't feel like it. It means waking up and showing up even when yesterday felt like a waste. It means believing that every small step, every sacrifice, every rep, every late night, and every early morning is stacking up even when it doesn't look like it. Listen, faith isn't about seeing the whole staircase, it's about taking the next step. Trusting the process is about refusing to let temporary pain make permanent decisions. It's about saying, I might not be where I want to be yet, but I'm further than I was, and if I keep going, I'll get there. So when it gets hard, don't panic. Don't quit. Don't let frustration make you walk away from what you were built for. Trust that the process is shaping you, preparing you, building you. And when the time is right, the results will show up, and you'll realize every tear, every sacrifice, every ounce of pain was worth it. Trust the process, because the process is what makes you unstoppable.